Here at the Big Round Table, we want to welcome our first guests of the day. And in reading the storyline of this production, I'm sensing a lot of drama and a lot of intensity here. I want you all to meet Salome Martinez, Lutz, who is director of Teatro Nuevo, Mexico, and Joseph Wasson, who is a performer and producing partner with the National Hispanic Cultural Center. Joseph and I have known each other a long time. How are you? It's good to see you.
I'm doing great, thank you. It's good to see you.
Great to have you here on our little TV show.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, it's showtime, huh?
It is showtime. We open on Thursdays, so we're rather excited. Of course, my job is done pretty much now.
Yeah. Now
I'm done.
Our work is over.
And it's all done, yes.
So the show will be showing all weekend?
Weekend, Thursday through Saturday, with 2 performances on Saturday, one at 2 and at 7:30.
The show's called El Vagon, the Boxcar. Yeah,
Right.
This is about illegal immigrants and drama inside of that. Give us a bit of the storyline.
Well, first of all, just let me say that it's an old story that keeps retelling itself through the decades. And I fell upon the play when I was in New York at Repertorio Español. They've been there for 40 years doing theater, an off-Broadway house. And that's when I first saw the play, and it was it moved me somewhat. I think it's all in the acting because the men are confined in a boxcar, so it's all about the acting and like you said, the intensity of the life that they're living at the moment.
Yes.
So it's not a political statement on our part at all,
not at all.
but it is a human interest story that speaks to the human resiliency and heart of dreams, dreaming, and wanting better things for your life and your family. So
the whole play then is kind of staged in a boxcar?
it is indeed. We have a wonderful tech crew who build the sets for us, and this is taking place in a boxcar. That of course it's not a real boxcar, but it certainly looks like one, and it all takes place
now,
there.
these men find themselves together. They're from everywhere around Latin America, and they're thrown together because they put themselves in the hands of coyotes who put them in the boxcar.
That's correct.
Bring them in.
That's correct.
And they're there of their own choosing, but not quite of their own choosing. I get the sense, right?
Right. They're very innocent in that respect, but they've done it so many times that the fear, I think, lessens as they continue to travel in this fashion. But they're always also aware of what can happen. So
the anxiety level.
The anxiety, yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as far as the characters go, some of them, this is their first time traveling, and some of them, they're well seasoned. My character Manuel, he's done this for many years.
He's an old hand at this.
He's an old hand at this, and so he comes and goes out of necessity. Basically, you know, as an actor, this is probably one of those, I would say, dream characters, dream plays, because it really truly is an actor's play. There's a lot of challenges mentally and physically just to really understand these characters and the reasoning behind why they do what they do, and that reasoning is necessity, providing for their families, and this, they feel like that this is really the only way that they can do that, and as Salome said, it's innocent. You know, they say, this is what I need to do to provide for my family. If I have to do this every week, if I have to go cross and work for a month or 2 at a time, then go back home, that's what I need to do to ensure that my family survives and that I'm providing for the family. And go ahead.
I'm sorry. No, go ahead. I was just going to want to add to this. There are 2 characters that play Border Patrol people, and it is their story as well. It's not just the men who are traveling in the car, but also their story and what what happens to them and how they feel about that issue and having to live it on a daily basis.
Yes.
Well, what was it like for creating these characters then, and for the people playing these parts as well? I mean, it must have been kind of a challenge for them getting into that.
It was a challenge. We started 4 weeks ago, and 4 weeks ago, Salome basically challenged us to really figure out and understand who these characters were.
Really had to dig deep, didn't you?
Absolutely. I mean, there was a past to these characters that led up to this point in the play. And who are these characters? Where did they come from? Who are who is their family? Why are they doing this? So as I said, the challenge was a mental, because you really had to dig deep to really get to the point where the play starts, and where that character came from to get to that point, and then from that point to the end of the play.
Yes.
You know what is going on there. So it was a challenge, and then physically
It continues to be a challenge.
I'm sure.
Physically,
it happens every day.
It's a challenge as well physically, because we're using probably 1/16 of the stage. Our acting area is 24 feet by 8 feet, shared by 5 gentlemen. And so we have to be able to really bring out our abilities and within this confined area. It's just,
so Joe, your character is the old hand at this. Is he sort of the mentor to the new ones?
well,
I don't want you to give anything away, but does he counsel the others
it's
on how this is
interesting
going to go down?
because he does land up mentoring and somewhat taking under his wing the youngest gentleman, Noel. And so, you know, as part of my character study, I kind of felt that there was a point where I tell the rest, he reminds me of my oldest son, same age. And I think it was at that point that I realized, you know, in this car, in this train car, he is my son. So I am going to mentor him. And then all of a sudden we figure out that we have the same likenesses. So from that point on, you know, at first I'm making fun of him, you know, because he's the young guy.
Yeah.
But then from that point on, my whole attitude towards him has changed, and I've become that father character, nurturing him.
Right. It isn't only a way of actors to really explore the depths of that kind of a world and what it takes to do what these people do. It's the human interest point of it, though, is to hopefully get an audience that looks at this with new light and is able to, if you're going to judge at all, that you can judge on both sides of the issue
Understand.
and understand
there's
what
the
happens.
political sanitized issue, and then there's the human issue.
Exactly.
Right.
That's the way I've always seen this.
And and it's interesting because, you know, up to the point where Salome chose us to perform in this, you know, I've always looked at it both ways, politically and human wise, but just looking at what is going through these characters' minds and what they have to do, it really puts that human stamp on what is going on with immigration, because, you know, you look at two parts of it. You know, some people try to combine human immigration with drug trafficking and stuff like that, and it's not. I mean, they're so far apart.
Right.
And what goes on with these gentlemen and people like these gentlemen who do this on a regular basis. There's a treatment that went with the story that if you read the treatment and you saw what people endured just to be able to survive, you know, it hits you right there in the heart.
I can tell. Performances, you open when? Thursday?
Thursday evening with performances at 7:30, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, with a 2 o'clock matinee on Saturday. And I do want to say that it was written by a California woman who won an award for this play in New York with its debut there, its premiere, I should say, and her name is Silvia Gonzalez S.
The play is El Vagon, the Boxcar. It opens this Thursday and runs through the weekend at the National Hispanic Cultural Center in the Albuquerque Journal Theater, which is a beautiful theater. I think this is going to be a moving experience.